crushed gravel. "You've been promoted." His sneering tone warned Lamech this promotion might make wood gathering seem like a holiday. Lamech forced his eyes to Entubok's pugnacious face, framed in long, reddish-brown hair, a hank of it held off to one side in a blue enameled clip. He concentrated on the thick, rope-like braids of Entubok's dark beard and endured the glare. "Tomorrow, you get to work with the animals." A contemptuous grin spread the beard. What did that mean? Lamech owned many animals on his farm, back in the Lelands of Morg Seth. But there was something else here, something Entubok found humorous. Since arriving at the prison, Lamech could not remember ever seeing the quart whip crack a smile. Standing beside Lamech, Ormel gave a low groan. Entubok silenced him with a narrowed look. "Ah, so you understand." Later, in the dank holding cell, with only a narrow slit for light and fresh air, Kerbar and Faelk cornered Ormel. "What does it mean? What's the matter with working with the animals?" Kerbar demanded. Lamech filled a cup from the flowing trough cut into the stone wall, as Ormel flopped on the rope hammock and stared at the moldy stones overhead. "It means we'll be shoveling behemoth girt." "Behemoth?" Faelk scrunched his face into a mask of disgust and slumped to his own cot. Mantir chuckled. "Watch your tongue, Ormel. You might offend the preacher." Lamech looked up from his cup of tepid water. Ormel, an ex-miner from the Ugmot district in the land of Havilah, only laughed. Lamech walked to the stone slit and stared out at the darkening sky, catching a faint breeze before it had a chance to sour in the tight confine where the 6 men of Quart 19 slept. "So be it, Creator. If shoveling behemoth dung is where you want me, then that's where I'll serve. You've taken me from Misha and put me here for a reason, though I don't see it yet." He drew in a breath and turned back. Kelsk's eyes darted away from him. The sound of the food slot opening invigorated the men. As the tray slipped through, they dove for the bowls of gruel, the orphans and bananas, and the berries. Lamech darted in to claim his share. He had learned early on that the arrival of food turned every man for himself. If someone decided to take your share, it was up to you to wrest it from him or go hungry. Animals. They had sunk to that level. And now, on the morn, they'd be tending to animals. A smile creased his face at the irony of it. He took his food back to his hammock, and after whispering a prayer of thanks, devoured it. Rule of law and civility did not apply here. Once the door was bolted and the prisoners caged together, the rule of tooth and claw took over. Kelsk sat by himself against the stones, near the trough where a trickle of water flowed. He was a big man. He reminded Lamech of another big man who'd briefly stepped into and then out of his life a few weeks back. Or had it been longer? Kelsk did his work without complaining and kept to himself. He appeared simple-minded, except his eyes were forever in motion, constantly wary, never surprised. What secrets did Kelsk hide? Rumor had it he'd been arrested for killing a man over a matter of a few glecks owed to him. He'd wrecked a festival hall in the process, and it had taken more than 20 green cloaks to bring him down. Afterward, half of the Lodath's guards who'd been involved in the skirmish had been carted off to the local healer. Lamech gave a quiet laugh. Judging from the man's size, he could believe it. The others were freer in their speech. Ormel claimed to be an ex-miner, in prison for a murder as well. Faelk and Kerbar were thieves, arrested while leaving a precious stone merchant with pockets full of emeralds. And Mantir had been caught stamping counterfeit glecks out of a tin-lead alloy, and, through some alchemy of his own devising, coloring them gold. The bogus money felt and looked right, but when a web merchant accidentally set one on a stove, only to return it to a silvery puddle, Mantir found himself in the clutches of King Irad's soldiers. Mantir had laughed when he'd told the story, and afterward sat shaking his head, mumbling how he had to get the mixture right next time. Theirs had all been civil infractions. Lamech admitted to no crime, except that